Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Emily and today I have for you a Sun Salutation A. Right, so we are going to spend this video breaking down the sun salutation so that you can kind of get the feel for it. So disclaimer, there are lots of different ways that you could practice a Sun A. I will only really be showing you my version, right? My way of doing it. All sorts of different ways to do it depending on what kind of yoga you're doing or what teacher you've got. Right? Okay, so the first round, we are going to modify the Sun A completely, right? So I will show you how you could modify so that it works for you, however you need it to. After that, we'll run through it a few times so you can kind of get the feel and we can move with our breath. Okay, so we'll start standing at the top of the mat. Feet about hip distance apart, slight bend in the knees so we've got that buoyancy. And then hands can come by your side or maybe even to heart center. Mountain pose, really strong here. Our head is stacking over our shoulders, is stacking over our hips, which is stacking over our knees, stacking over our ankles, right? So we're one big line, okay? So then from here, inhale, sweep your arms up towards the ceiling, extended mountain pose. On your exhale, bend the knees even more, fold down over the legs. Right, so you bend your knees so much so that your belly can rest on your thighs. The hands can relax down towards the floor and the head relaxes as well. So instead of looking down in between your feet, look back in between your knees. Let the head get heavy. Take a big breath in, breath out. If it feels good, you could sway side to side or shake out the head. All right, then inhale to our flat back. So lots of different ways that you could do a flat back. If you're nice and flexible, maybe fingertips stay down, you'll send the tailbone back, you'll reach the crown of the head out long, flat back, right? The shoulders are rolling back, we're not hunching, we're not rounding. Nice flat back. Hands not on the ground, that's okay. Hands can come to shins. Same idea, shoulders stay back, spine is long. Hands can even come all the way up to the thighs. Right? Do what works for you. Take a big breath in, breath out, let's fold back down. But let's do that one more time. So inhale to whatever variation of flat back works for you. Then bend the knees enough that your hands can come all the way to the floor. We'll step the feet back to plank pose. All right, in your plank pose, shoulders are over the wrist or maybe even slightly forward of the wrist. You are not caving down, right? We're not letting the hips relax towards the floor. We're sucking the belly button in towards the spine. We're using that to lift the hips up. Keep everything engaged. All right, at least for this round, we'll drop the knees down to the mat, right? We've still got this kind of long line from our shoulders down to our knees. And then lower all the way down to your belly in that strong straight line. Okay, untuck the toes, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Then hug your elbows back towards each other behind you. Your hands are by your rib cage. So if they're up here by your shoulders, slide them back. Then hug the elbows in. Inhale, lift head and chest. You're pressing lightly into the hands, not a lot. And then lower back down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, cobra pose, lifting up. Use your back body for strength to hold yourself up. Lower back down. Then press up to your knees. Tuck your toes under. Send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Okay, in your downward facing dog, your knees can be bent. Your heels certainly do not have to touch the ground. And then press into your knuckle mounds of that pointer finger and your thumb finger especially, right? So press into that and then press your hands forward to press your heart back towards your thighs. Take a big breath in, breath out. Then bend your knees, look at your hands, and maybe take a few steps of the feet up to meet the hands at the top of the mat. We're back in our forward fold, so bend the knees, belly rests down, head relaxes. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Then inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead all the way back to that extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Okay. So that was round one. We're gonna do round two. I'm gonna cut out those modifications. So know that you can still practice those modifications, right? The knees down or whatever you need. But I am going to take us a step further. Okay, so slight bend in the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees, hands and head come down. Inhale, flat back. Bend the knees, hands come down, step the feet back to plank. And this time, instead of lowering the knees down, we're gonna keep the knees lifted, lower halfway down, right? So kind of like a push-up, right? We'll hug the elbows in towards the side a bit here. And then upward facing dog. So we'll untuck the toes, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Shoulders roll back, the heart pulls forward. The quads are engaged, right? So the knees are not on the mat, the legs are very strong. Take a big breath in, and then on your breath out, use your core to lift your hips up, downward facing dog, tuck the toes back under. Here we go, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, breath out. Bend your knees, look at your hands. Maybe just take one big step with the right foot, one big step with the left foot. Fold over the legs, we're back to that forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Then inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead all the way to extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands through heart center. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. I'm going to talk a little bit less and we're gonna see if we can move with our breath. Okay, so mountain pose. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the feet back and lower down to that chaturanga, right? Halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take one breath in, breath out. Bend the knees, look in between the hands, step, or you could always hop the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Awesome job. Okay, so maybe you run through that video a few times so you can really get the feel for your Sun Salutation A. And otherwise, I will see you next time on the mat. Namaste.